Alright everyone, Marvel has finally released the first official trailer for Marvel's What If series, debuting this August on Disney+. And quite frankly, I'm hyped. As I sometimes do for newly released trailers, I will be going through this one
frame by frame.
Leave a like for multiversal theory. Also, there will be possible spoilers for Marvel's What If. Alright. Obviously, the trailer begins with a fairly familiar opening, the convoy scene from Iron Man. You gotta introduce this zany concept to the masses, and the best way to do that is through a bait and switch. We know how this normally happens, so what's the twist? It's that Eric Killmonger just rocks up out of nowhere and chucks a missile away. So in this universe, it would seem that 1. Tony Stark never becomes Iron Man, and 2. Killmonger probably took over Wakanda earlier? That's at least what I'm thinking. Come on, how can a normal human just up and chuck away this heavy-ass missile like it was a football? He's got to have had that, like, superhuman fruit. It's been a while since I watched that movie. Or because Killmonger saves Tony, Tony and he become BFFs, and Tony makes him Iron Man or something, or in some way assists Killmonger in becoming the King of Wakanda and taking over, as seen in this upcoming Funko Pop. We see Doctor Strange and a little old man, I think, walking through a dark tunnel into a massive library with a cherry blossom tree in it. I have no idea who or what this could be. I've tried looking it up. I couldn't really find a whole lot. I have no idea. I have no idea what this could be. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, let me know. Doctor Strange opening the Eye of Agamotto, or using its time rewinding feature. Looks like he never quit drinking, and we know that this Doctor Strange will seemingly fall to the forces of evil, unless this is another universe's Doctor Strange. I'm trying to figure out where the hell he is right now. It looks like a regular room because, like, there's some wallpaper on the wall. It could be his apartment from the first film. The lighting sort of matches. And we also see him in a tux that he wears in that film before he gets into the car crash. Maybe he gets his magic powers and goes home. Maybe he gets them while he's still a successful surgeon. Or maybe this is like some sort of trick or memory or something that he's trying to like find. I don't know. This is followed by Strange walking across large tiles as magical glowing runes appear. They look vaguely Tibetan, but I can't imagine that. They look vaguely Tibetan, but I can't imagine that that would ever be the case, because as we all know, Tibet isn't a real place, and Disney definitely won't say otherwise. Based on the background of Strange during this scene and his raggedness, I would assume that this is set in Carmitage. The main giveaway is the pillars. But he has the Eye of Agamotto, so again, he could be searching for something. The next scene, he falls into a deep pit that warps around him, and he transforms back into his, like, Doctor Strange monk attire. Next, we get a switch-up. A recreation of the famous scene in the Avengers that made everyone collectively lose their goddamn minds is interspersed with the reveal that there will be a Multiversal Avengers team. Making up this team, at least all that we've seen so far, is Captain Carter, Killmonger the Black Panther, Gamora, Star-Lord, T'Challa, and Thor, who I believe will be a Thor who never became worthy again. The Mjolnir he's holding doesn't look quite as exquisite or crafted as the normal one. It just sort of looks like a block of concrete or something someone made. And he also has a tattoo on his bicep. At first I thought it was like a coiled up snake, or maybe the world serpent or something, but looking even closer, it's a microscope. I have no idea what it says underneath, or why he has a microscope tattoo. I tried searching for, like, the script from the 2011 Thor film to see if Jane, Selvig, Darcy, or Thor ever talk about a microscope or analyzing everything, but I couldn't really find anything that was related to that. Maybe it's to help his cover as Dr. Donald Blake. In addition to this Multiversal Avengers team, based on the signs in the background, it doesn't really look like this will be in New York. I've tried to translate these signs, but they're too small for the program to read, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but could this be Japan or Korea? I can never really tell which alphabet is which, but this could be happening in a universe where Tony just never became Iron Man, either the one with Killmonger or some other one. So maybe Stark Tower wasn't like the best place for whoever to invade, or it's completely unrelated and that's just a city that they're in. A couple months ago, a concept art for the show leaked that showed off this ripped Ultron wielding a staff and rocking a cape. But the interesting thing is that if you look closely at his chest, you'll see he has embedded Infinity Gems in there. So I'd imagine that that's who the primary antagonist or overarching villain is going to be, and the Avengers, Multiversal Avengers. I think Jonathan Hickman or someone else did a Multiversal Avengers team in the comics, so it could be taking whatever they were called in that. I assume that it's probably going to be something along the lines of Uatu the Watcher will see Ultron fucking around with the universe and maybe trying to conquer the multiverse, so he forms this team made up of all these cool variants to combat him. Probably going to show up at the end of each episode a la Nick Fury, and, putting together his team. The next scene is T'Challa Star-Lord flying over what at first I thought was like a cosmic shipping yard, but now I realize it's the Collector's Collection. Star-Lord entering the Chamber of Morag that houses the Power Gem. This is almost a shot-for-shot remake of the opening from Guardians of the Galaxy, although T'Challa seems a bit more serious about the whole thing. Next we see T'Challa and Yondu talking about Earth/Terra. Looks like T'Challa is meditating and he still has his ceremonial necklace. Bruce Banner raging out and becoming the Hulk in front of Black Widow in a military jumpsuit, but maybe the Hulk isn't Bruce Banner, maybe it's like Hawkeye or someone, because I don't know why these two would be together in this setting. The next scene is Hulk raging out on a legion of somethings. I honestly cannot tell you what the hell these things are that he's fighting. At first I thought Ultron drones, then zombies, then dark elves, then Chitauri, or some other aliens, but I cannot tell. It just isn't focused enough to make any of them out. If you have any ideas, let me know. Some sort of Thor versus Ultron fight going on in Las Vegas of all places, a location we've only seen twice in the MCU, once in Iron Man, and again in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This could possibly be the universe where Ultron completes his transformation into the Vision's body, becoming Ultron Supreme or whatever he decides to call himself. Following this scene with Thor is a scene of Loki leading the army of Asgard in invading Earth, I guess. This could easily be from the universe where Thor is not worthy, maybe Loki is, or he just inherits the title of All-Father, and Thor is cast out. Behind Loki are the Warriors 3 and Sif, opposite is Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. We see the Vision speaking to someone, could be any white man with brown hair, could be me. Most likely it'll be Tony, but it could also be Peter Parker. Maybe it's Scott Lang. Howard the Duck gets freed during T'Challa's fight with the fucking ripped Collector. Captain Carter and Steve Rogers blast off in the Hydra Stomper, which is its official name based on the Lego set, and just seems like this will be probably the most basic of the stories. Just a retelling of Captain America the First Avenger as the Allies hunt down the Red Skull to retrieve the Cosmic Cube. Could end the same way with Peggy on the plane that's about to, fall into the Arctic, but before it does, Uatu snatches her out of her realities, but everyone, just thinks that she's lost to the sea. Killmonger riding a war rhino during a battle in Wakanda. And I don't know about you, but I don't remember giant killer robots being in Black Panther. This could be the drones that Stark Industries made, or could have something to do with Ultron. We can't really tell who Killmonger is fighting alongside with. We finally get young Thor and his blonde, bleached eyebrows. I can't really tell where he is, but if I had to guess, I'd say that this is on the blue area of the moon, which is where Uatu the Watcher resides, and this scene is happening after Uatu collects his Multiversal Avengers and is explaining everything to them. Evil Doctor Strange unleashing the powers of the Dark Dimension on a ruinous world. And at his feet is Christine, his love interest from the first Doctor Strange. Captain Carter leaping through the night sky, looks cool, hope Amblin doesn't sue. Alright, here's something really fucking cool. It's the scene of Carter falling to the ground. In her hands is a giant sword, possibly Excalibur. But the interesting part is what's falling alongside of her. At first I thought it was just a piece of machinery or an engine or something, but right before the scene ends, it gets just enough into view to reveal that it's a giant severed piece of a giant tentacle. Captain Carter is going to fight a giant fucking octopus or squid or something that Hydra is trying to control. And we see this again later. Could be Shuma Gorath, who knows. Another scene of Carter bashing some Hydra Nazis. Doctor Strange grows progressively more and more gaunt and sickly in appearance as this trailer goes on. Even his cloak looks evil, and the lighting of this scene somewhat matches that of Thor's from earlier, but the weird shapes in the background makes me unsure. There's also this like glowing purple bit on the left. Maybe that's Peggy's sword, maybe Watu, maybe Black Panther, or it's just something that Strange is doing. And Marvel is just really going all in on showing Captain Carter. Like I said, I reckon it'll probably be the least crazy of all the alternate scenarios. We see her kicking down a door in a Hydra castle alongside Howard Stark for some reason. Peggy reveals her superhero name. I have absolutely no clue where the hell she is. Looks kind of like Red Skull's plane from the first Avenger, maybe his office or lab. My main man, Toby Jones, coming back to star as Arnim Zola, trying to protect some sort of secret journal or box. Maybe it's the Darkhold. Okay, get ready for an insane theory. So, we know that Marvel Zombies is going to be a thing, obviously. I've seen some people speculate that the zombies are caused by Thanos during the snap. However, after seeing this scene right here, I believe that it has something to do with the quantum realm. This is clearly the quantum realm as seen in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that looks a lot like Janet Van Dyne and her crazy survival outfit. But her stance is odd, right? It almost looks like she's undead. I'm thinking that Scott goes into the quantum realm, gets either infected or brings her back, and then the outbreak begins. As the Watcher reveals himself, we see Star-Lord leading Yondu, Kraglin, Taserface, and Korath the Pursuer down a large illuminated platform. Our first glimpse of an animated Peter Parker. Looks like this happens sometime around Homecoming based upon the suit. This scene is cool because it's the first time we see Black Widow in What If. At first I thought it was Captain Carter again, but the bright red hair is sort of a giveaway. I believe that this will be in the Ultron Conquers the World universe. We have no real info on anything related to Ultron aside from the poster and the leaked concept art, but the decimation and the drones with the little red lights sort of just screams Ultron to me. Another look of the same scene of zombie Captain America, but also a scene of zombie Iron Man and zombie Hulk? Or is it? It's actually Cull Obsidian and Ebony Maw from the Black Order. So this means that the zombie universe does take place around the time of Infinity War, but it seemingly happens before Thanos shows up. And we know that Infinity War takes place shortly after Ant-Man and the Wasp due to the credits scene of Scott getting locked in the quantum realm. So I imagine that the Black Order is probably going to take the place of Silver Surfer and Galactus from the Marvel Zombies comic, and they'll show up to a decimated, ruined Earth and get eaten. And then probably Thanos will come by, and, like, they'll eat him too, I guess. Maybe get the stones, become, like, I don't know, maybe they'll create a giant glove and all climb inside of it and each have their own separate infinity gem. Hawkeye, or is it? I mean, yeah, his name could still be Hawkeye, but I've seen some people online say that this could be Peter Parker as Hawkeye for some reason. I don't think so. I think this is just from the Thor Never Gets Mjolnir Back episode. The next clip looks like it's from the Battle of Wakanda, but Shuri is much younger than she normally is in the main universe. Guess this could be happening beforehand. Also, there's a red-headed woman in the background who's holding a weapon that looks like the one Coulson has in the Avengers. Could this be Pepper Potts? Ego the Living Planet makes a return in some sort of closed bar or diner. Doctor Strange doing some more evil weird stuff. Peggy Carter fighting the giant dimensional squid monster. Like I said, could be Shuma Gorath, who is an ancient elder god and the writer/creator of the Darkhold that we saw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I think Runaways maybe, and more recently in WandaVision. Hydra could believe that this is their weird squid god, or that he's like gonna be on their side and they open up the portal to him using the Tesseract. It's very Hellboy. The Ancient One doing some magic in a battle against Doctor Strange near the Brooklyn Bridge? I don't know. All bridges in New York look the same to me. Okoye is chucking a spear at the Scarlet Witch, maybe? You can barely make out a face as she rives the round, but looks like she's held together by some sort of magic. And near the end of this clip, it looks like she sort of has the little coat hanging bit that Wanda has. Drax hanging out with T'Challa. This probably isn't what it's going to be at all, but the person in the background sort of looks like a member of the Nova Corps. Looks like in the Apocalypse, Black Widow picks up the Red Guardian's shield. Killmonger on a rhino leading the charge into battle. Maybe he and Tony have a fight against one another or something. That's a whole lot of Ultrons. Loki in the desert with the Tesseract. We can see the Destroyer in the background as he fires it at S.H.I.E.L.D. Ramonda leading a fight with Dora Milaje. Doesn't look like she'll be fighting Killmonger from the scene we just saw. They both start out at the same wall, or this could just be two separate scenes entirely. Vision ripping the mind gem out of his own head. This could be normal Vision, or it could be Ultron ripping it out to put in his armor. Shumagorath, or whatever the giant squid monster is, opening its massive mouth. At first I thought this was Ryan Reynolds from X-Men Origins Wolverine, but I guess it's supposed to be Bruce Banner maybe, or Hawkeye. The clothing is interesting because it sort of looks like something Doctor Strange or someone would wear. And fucking Scott Lang's head in a jar alongside Vision. Vision's there too. Makes sense. Zombies wouldn't really go for him, I guess. I reckon this is from the zombie universe, and this will be a reference to Janet Van Dyne's severed head being stuck in a jar. Alternate Thor fighting in Las Vegas. It might be the lighting, but this one looks like he has darker eyebrows, so this could be later in his life. T'Challa gets surrounded by Sicarian soldiers as he carries Korath the Pursuer from a temple. Yondu rocks up with his cool arrow. Star-Lord and Yondu fighting a roided-out collector in his collection room. And oh boy, here we go. Alright. Let's see. There's some people in a control room, could be the one we saw Vision and Scott's head in, Loki and the Einherjar approaching the United Nations, Unworthy Thor, Steve Rogers as Hydra Stomper, T'Challa on Morag. These eyebrows look like Black Widows from Iron Man 2. Peggy Carter pre-transformation, a Hydra symbol, someone hulking out, Ramonda, a church. Doctor Strange, Captain America's frozen shield, T'Challa getting abducted, Red Skull looking surprised, Yondu, Killmonger, Peter Parker, Proxima Midnight, Tony eating a donut in a donut from Iron Man 2, shifts into Killmonger as Black Panther, Captain Carter, T'Chaka, Tony building his suit in the cave, T'Challa getting abducted, Nick Fury, this looks like Karina, the pink assistant slash slave for the Collector and the Guardians of the Galaxy, Shuri, that device they used to shoot the Tesseract with in the lab, Doctor Strange after he's been broken, Anthony Stark, Doctor Strange again, The Vision, Captain Marvel, Zombie Hawkeye? I think that's blonde hair. And he's beside Zombie Iron Man, maybe? Bucky Barnes in the Zombieverse, Obadiah Stane, Hulk, Star-Lord, Black Widow, Hydra Stomper, Collector in his little sunglasses, Loki, Hawkeye, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange wearing his suit, seen again, and that's it from the trailer. Now let's talk about what else there is. So far, 2 LEGO sets have been revealed, the first being the Captain Carter Hydra Stomper Red Skull set. Seems pretty obvious what's going on here, not much to say. Next set, however, is something we haven't seen at all. It's what if Tony Stark ended up on Sakaar, featuring his Sicarian Iron Man suit. This suit was another one of the leaks from a couple months ago. It's like a ragtag scrap heap of a suit that he manages to cobble together after he's sent to Sakaar. Maybe that scene we just saw of him hitting the anvil is him on Sakaar, actually. How does he get there? Well, if we look at the minifigure that's included, you'll see that he's wearing his Black Sabbath US Tour 78 shirt from the first Avengers film. I'm going to put forward the theory that during the climax of the film, when he takes the nuclear bomb and sends it through the portal to the Chitauri army, he just doesn't come back and winds up in a wormhole on Sakaar where he meets Valkyrie and probably Grandmaster Korg and Meek. It's also shown in the LEGO set that it transforms into a race car, which is cool and sort of a reference to Iron Man Noir, in which Iron Man's suit transforms into a motorcycle. The other merchandise we've seen at this time of recording is the Black Panther King Killmonger Funko Pop, and he's holding a spear and an Ultron drone head. There's also this image that showed up of Captain Carter, Star-Lord, Hydra Stomper, Gamora, daughter of Thanos, and Doctor Strange Supreme. Now, Gamora is another character we've barely seen any footage of. All we really know is that she either kills Thanos or just does away with him and then takes up his place. Now let's look at the poster. I'll go counterclockwise in each of these rings. We see Hydra Stomper and Captain Carter alongside a factory building and some planes. The factory building's probably where the scene with the giant squid monster takes place. Next ring is something very interesting. It's Peter Parker wearing the Cloak of Levitation. Could Doctor Strange of that universe die and leave it to Parker? Maybe. Then we see a destroyed city and T'Challa as Star-Lord, Zombie Hawkeye, and Captain America alongside some weird sci-fi looking buildings, possibly Sakaar, and finally the post-apocalypse Judge Dredd looking Black Widow. Next ring is Gamora and Ultron Supreme, I guess I'll call him that, as they chill in the center. There's some weird architecture going on behind him, maybe Asgardian. The interesting thing about Ultron, however, is that this seems like he's wearing a suit of Ultron armor. If we zoom in, we can see that he has the Vision's face. He did complete his transition into the Vision's body, and you can see like all the Infinity Gems embedded in his chest. Although I wonder if he still has the one in his forehead or not. And finally, dead center is Uatu, the Watcher. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content just like this. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are of What If and the trailer, and if you have any theories about what's going to happen. Follow me on Instagram at smokey'svideos and at notblakewild for updates on my work-in-progress graphic novel, A Dead Fish in the Grass. If you're interested, I will be uploading the pages to my Patreon each week. $3, you can read the book before it even makes it to print. I'll also be uploading pages of Destructo Boy and other exciting tales on there as well in the $2 tier. So if you get $3, you get Destructo Boy and Dead Fish in the Grass. If you get $2, you just get Destructo Boy. And I also have a commentary on there for an upcoming video that'll hopefully be getting released sometime soon. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye!